fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, and today I want to talk to you about people's criticism and what it says about them and what it says about you. In a previous video that I posted, I talked about Kanye. I think the video is called Feeling Stuck. You might be making this mistake. And one of the things that a lot of people get stuck around is what will other people think, right? In that previous video, because of the recent Twitter controversy or whatever, it insert anyone's name there. So I know for myself, when I first wanted to start my business and start being a coach, that I was really, really worried about what other people would think of me for doing this and putting myself out there. And it was really absolutely scary. So scary that I stayed stuck and really untrue to myself for, I would say, probably about 10 years. In fact, I even knew when I was 17 years old that I wanted to go into the psychology field somehow. Coaching is different than psychology, but I knew I wanted to connect with people differently and deeply and really help facilitate transformation. And then I learned more about coaching and life coaching than I experienced some really powerful coaching from some of the best on the planet, really, and decided to go for it. But the mentality and the hesitance that was happening beforehand, it was really damaging. It kept me in a story that that no one would want to be a client, that people would think I was a fraud, the imposter syndrome, that I wasn't good enough, that there were other people who should be doing what I'm doing, not me, that I had no business doing what I wanted to do. And it turns out the people that I work with, this is not at all uncommon. Everyone, I don't want to say everyone, but a lot of people struggle with a fear of criticism and what other people will think. And this is completely natural, right? Like, why would anyone want to be criticized or put down or anything like that? It's not a good feeling. We all want to be loved and adored for our truth and putting ourselves out there and everything. But as I mentioned in that other video, if we're pleasing everybody, or if we try to please everyone, then we're going to connect with absolutely no one. Like, I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but the people who I really connect with, I really, really connect with them, right? Because I'm truthful. I'm myself. I'm not trying to be anyone else. I remember one of the stories that I had for the longest time was, I can't be a life coach because I'm not like Tony Robbins. Well, no one's like Tony Robbins except for Tony Robbins, thank God, right? Because that man is a force of nature and there's just one of him, and that's what makes him so special. There's just one of you, and that's what makes you so special. So if you're thinking like, I can't be a painter because I'm not a Picasso, or I can't be a musician because I'm not Kanye, whatever it is, the thing is like, that's one of the fears. That's one of our own self-criticisms. And then we can go and look at what other people's criticisms actually really mean, because I hate to break it to you, there's going to be people that don't love and adore you, that don't appreciate what you're doing, who are going to detract or try to put you down for really living your truth, right? And sometimes it's really interesting. It might even be the people who are closest to you. They may not be like really blatant and in your face about it, but this is what's happening. As you keep growing and as you keep adjusting and really flourishing into your truth and saying like, hey, I'm an artist, I'm a musician, or for me it was, I'm a life coach, and I do these things and this is how I do them. What's going to happen is that other people are going to be sensing the work and the alignment that you're going through, and they'll see the power, they'll see the congruence of everything, and it'll force them to come face to face with their shit and where they're not coming through for themselves, right? And that's going to be really scary. for the people who either at an unconscious but more likely unconscious level don't really want to do the work, and they're not bad. Like I had to go through a lot to get to where I am. It's not easy work. The work that I do with my clients isn't necessarily like a walk in the park. You have to be ready. You have to be ready to go and be willing to go on that journey. And a lot of people just aren't there and they don't understand it. And you can share all of these things with them and say, like, this is available, this journey is available for you as well. They just aren't. That's fine. That's they, whether they're not ready or they don't even know that they want something bigger than what they want, it's going to show up in really weird ways. So it could be anything from internet haters saying really, really cruel things to you, to family and friends and loved ones saying kind of like sideways, like passive aggressive things to you. And what's happening is, like, say someone is says something to you like, to make money. Now, many, many times you picked up a paintbrush or a pen or any kind of like visual art tool or anything like that. They've just seen the stories, seen the movies, heard word on the street, right? And they will do everything they can to just reiterate that. What's happening is that if you're going for it and say you're trying to say you are making it as an artist, living in your craft, living in your joy and everything, and they're saying you're never going to be able to make money doing that, what that is showing you is the limitations that they hold on themselves. It might not be the visual arts or any kind of art whatsoever, but there's something inside of them saying that they do not believe that you can make money doing what you love, or play it safe, right? Um, if someone is looking at your art and saying, or your craft, and saying that you're not skilled, that you're not good enough, there's a really good chance that there's something inside of them, there's an area of their lives where they feel like they're falling short as well. um, I think that it's really important to know that people who come out and say those things to you, they're actually dealing with some wounds of their own. And it's really scary to do that, right? Like anyone who's gone through any kind of like self work or therapy or anything like that knows that it's kind of ugly to sit there and like look at yourself in the mirror and say like, oh wow, I might be responsible for not going after my dreams or living a life that I'm not necessarily satisfied with right now. And since it's so scary, it can be a lot easier to just project it out onto other people. So as you go forward, as you start building momentum and bravery and putting yourself out there more and more, know that as you get negative feedback from people, you can either let it affect you and let it define you and tell you that you should stop and that you're stupid for having like the dream of living between purpose and prosperity, or you can smile at them, in your head say reject. That's one of my favorite tricks. Reject bad suggestions. Tell your unconscious mind directly to just reject it, and then send them some compassion, send them some love and some light, because obviously they're suffering. They're coming from a place of limited possibilities when you know that there's infinite possibilities to really create a life that you truly, truly love, doing what you really, really love. And that way the criticisms don't stop you in your tracks. Don't let it stop you in your tracks, right? Remember that there's always potential to grow. There's always potential to learn, and we can always stay humble and stay gracious. Absolutely. But the people who are telling us that we're stupid or that we're not doing what we should be doing, or we're not doing it the right way, no, 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 no. Don't give credence to that. So let me know what questions you have about that. It's all about projection. Also watch it when you're like feeling a little hatery on other people. Like if you're seeing someone, you're like, oh my gosh, they're doing it all wrong, or oh my gosh, that's a really stupid thing that they're doing. Turn the mirror back on yourself. See if there's something that you can scan for that might be able to use a little evaluation, healing, a little working out, all of that good stuff. So anyway, I will leave you with that thought. Compassion. It's a tool for compassion. It's a tool for empowerment to keep you on your journey. And if you enjoyed this video, please, please, please share and tag your friends and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to update this as much as I possibly can, because what better way to do what I love than sit here and talk about all the things I love doing, which is helping artists create a life of purpose and prosperity. So again, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing day.